Okay, so here we're going to be working through the percent yield worksheet, question number 1. We have to start by balancing this equation. So maybe I'll do this in purple. I'm going to start by just taking a look at the sulfates. We got 3 over there, 3 over there. Might be the easiest thing just to try to put a 3 right here and see how that works. So I'm good on the sulfates now. We got 3 on both sides. However, I got 6 sodiums over here, only 2 over there. There's an easy way to fix that. What if I put a 2 right there? Okay, so now I'm good on the sulfates. I'm good on the sodiums. But now I got 2 phosphates over here. And what if I put a 2 right here to take care of that problem? Well, then it looks like we're all good because we do have 2 irons. So just double checking, we got 2 irons, 2 irons. We got 3 sulfates, we got 3 sulfates. We got 6 sodiums, we got 6 sodiums. We got 2 phosphates, 2 phosphates. Okay, we are good to go. So let me just do, wow, my goodness. Let's put that back. So this was 3, 2, and then this was just that. Okay. So this reaction is performed with 25 grams of iron 3 phosphate in excess of sodium sulfate. How many? Okay, so right away they tell you that the iron phosphate must be the limiting reactant because the other one says you have excess. So we only got to calculate the amount of product using the 25 grams of iron phosphate. So let's just do that. So 25 grams of iron phosphate. We got to convert that to moles. So quickly, if I take a look at my periodic table, iron is 55.85. So we go 55.85 plus a phosphorus, which is 30.97, plus 4 oxygens, and 4 times 16 is 64, so plus 64, a 150.82. So 150.82 grams for 1 mole of that stuff. So 25 grams divided by 150.82, I get 0.166. Again, I'm rounding to the thousandth because the number is so small. So 0.166 moles of FePO4. So we're trying to figure out how many grams of iron sulfate. So we got to go moles of this to moles of this, right? It's iron sulfate is what we're looking for. So we're looking for this relationship here. And it looks like it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm just going to put that in. 2 moles of iron phosphate will produce 1 mole. I'm not going to write the whole thing out. I'm just going to say the iron 2 stuff, right? So it's just a little shorthand, but I know what I'm doing, so I can do it. Again, we have to have this on the bottom because if this is on the top, this has to be on the bottom to cancel it out, leaving only units of this. You gotta at some point you gotta figure that out, get your head sort of wrapped around that because you need that pretty much in all sciences. It's a standard skill. It's like level 1 stuff. So you gotta figure it out. So we are gonna produce, so 0.166 divided by 2, 0.083. 0.083 moles of that iron 2 stuff. Again, that's not the whole formula, but maybe I'll just write it out this time to remind us what we're talking about, because we do need to get to grams. So, okay, so now that we have the number of moles of iron sulfate, we better figure out how many grams that is. So 0.083 moles of that stuff, Fe2SO43. 1 mole of that stuff. Okay, so this is, again, I'm just going to use my shorthand right here, the Fe2. I know that it means the whole thing. But it's we got 2 irons, so it's going to be 55.85 times 2, plus, now we got 3 sulfurs, so 3 times, I'm doing parentheses, 3 times 32.07, end of parentheses, plus we got 12 oxygens, so 12 times 16, and I get 399.91 grams. I multiply that by 0.083, and we get 33.19 grams of Fe2SO43. Okay, so that's what we produce right there. Or theoretically, that's what we produce. This is called the theoretical yield. Theoretical yield. That's how much you should get. All right, that's what theoretical yield means. It means how much you should get. But part B says, what if you only get 18.5? So what's the percent yield? Now, if we had gotten the full 33.19 grams, then we would have said, oh, that's 100%. We got 100% of what we're supposed to. In this case, we got to go 18.5 divided by 33.19. And that is going to be 18.5 divided by 33.19. We got, if you look on the calculator, it says 0.5574. But remember, when you convert that into a percent, you move this over 2 spots, and this becomes 55.74. 55 points. So we'll stick a 7 in there. 74%. So 55.74% yield. Okay. Number 2, we have to start by balancing it out. I'm just going to take a quick peek right here. We got 1 lithium, we got 1 lithium, we got 1 OH, we got 1 OH, we got a single K, and a single Cl. So this is already balanced, already. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go. So the reaction starts with 20 grams of lithium hydroxide. What is the theoretical yield of lithium chloride? So it starts off with 20 grams of this stuff, and we're asking for what's the theoretical, like how much should you get out of this? So it doesn't give us the amount of this we have, so we have to assume that lithium hydroxide is going to be our limiting reactant. That's the only information we have to go with. So here we go. 20 grams of LiOH, let's convert that to moles. Lithium is 6.94 plus oxygen is 16 plus 1.01, which is the hydrogen. I got 23.95. 23.95 grams will get you 1 mole of that stuff. So that means how many moles do we have? We got 20 divided by 23.95, 0.835. 0.835 moles of lithium hydroxide. Okay, and now again we are interested in this relationship, and that is a 1-to-1 relationship because this thing was already balanced. So 1 mole of this lithium hydroxide will get you 1 mole of this lithium chloride, which means it's just the same thing. It's 0.835 moles of LiCl. So the yield, we got to get that in grams. So 0.835 moles of LiCl, which is lithium chloride. Lithium is 6.94. Chlorine is 35.45. I get 42.39. So 42.39 grams for 1 mole of that stuff. So times 0.835. 35 let's call it 35.40. 35.40 grams of lithium chloride. That is the theoretical yield. That's how much you should get. Theoretical yield. But, oh my goodness, you only got 6 grams out of this. That is a terrible amount. You're supposed to get like 35 and you only got 6. How awful is that? That's terrible. Well, let's just figure out the percent then. 6 divided by 35.40. 6 divided by 35.40. And I get 0.1695 rounded, which means this is 16.95% yield. That's the actual yield. Terrible, terrible. Less than 20% of what you're supposed to get is what you actually got. That's awful. But that is how you solve these things.